Good morning, everybody. So just a small little story time. I think I'm going to start these little things called story times, because before it gets any later, I want to share these little stories that happen throughout my day. And so this one comes from the Uber side of things. So, here I am giving rides and in the car, and you pick up some weird people. You pick up some, all shapes and sizes. And so this guy I pick up, I guess I can say his first name, Jonas, aged about, I think he's my age or maybe a little older. I think he's 40 or 30, maybe 38 or something. He comes in and he sits right next to me, right here. And, I usually do my usual spiel, which is like, hey, how's it going? Is your destination? It takes you about a couple minutes to get there. Let me know if you need anything. Customer service kicks. He goes, no, I'm cool. And so I'm playing my music, and he says, bro, do you mind if I don't want to be rude, but I'm gonna listen to my earphones. I go, that's cool. And most people do that. They'll say like, hey, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm listening to music or a podcast, which is cool. Whatever. This guy whips out a Sony Discman the size of his palm. So Sony Discman, not a Walkman, which people still rock today because of the vintage aspect of it, but this is 1992, 97-ish, I just had to ask. So I ended up asking him, dude, why do you have a Discman? And he was basically saying that he likes the quality of it, I guess, and he was comparing it to how white people still collect vinyl and why they still play vinyl and they like the sound, I guess. I understand that because I love the crackle and the vintage style of it and moving the needle, all that stuff. But a Discman? Anyway, he was going about the features. He was like, yeah, the best features of this thing was, that when it first came out, you had the whole, anti-shock. I'm like, okay, well, most cars and disc players have that now, and he still has. This is from that era. It's like, if you look in the back, it said made in China in 1989 quality or whatever was the date stamped anyway. And he was mentioning, the anti-shock. He was mentioning his favorite part, which is the shuffle. His favorite disc, his burned copy disc, he puts in there, he plays, and it goes on shuffle. So he never knows what song is going to come on next, and he loved that idea. So, me being me, I asked him, so do you not like own an iPod or a Zune? So he ended up saying, no, I don't really care for those MP3 files and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, one, you don't really own them. I think I know where he was coming from. I think it was coming from the whole streaming of like iTunes or whatever. You buy them, but they're digitally online for you or something. I don't know, but for me, they're on my hard drive. Whatever. Anyway, he had this whole theory about it, and he was saying he likes to own the copies of CDs, just like collecting vinyl and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. He does collect the old limited edition stuff or signed copies and stuff, which I get. I have some CDs that I can't get anywhere else besides on the disc. So anyway, he was just showing me it, and I actually held it, and this thing was so freaking heavy. I was like, it's heavier than this whole setup here. What I'm holding right now, the Joby tripod, the DSLR, and the mic. And I was just like totally surprised that somebody out here in the wild has a Discman and is using it on a daily basis. So, what else? More on that kick. I asked him if he owned a Walkman. He said he does, and I was like, cool. That's cool. That makes more sense to me. Bringing a Walkman. It's smaller and it's lighter. So, yeah. There was another feature. Oh, the feature that I remember so much about the Discman. We were reminiscing about it, and when I used it in middle school. Now I'm dating myself. Mine was a Sony as well, and I remember. Before the Sony though, I got this thing, this knockoff version. I forgot the name of it, but I think it was made by Iowa, AIWA. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And it had this feature on there called either Mega Boost or Ultra Boost, Bass Boost. Some of you guys remember Bass Boost, and whenever there wasn't enough bass, you would throw that thing on, and then it would be like, so like, what are they saying? Every time the bass drops, I can't hear what they're saying. So yeah, that was kind of cool. That was a cool feature about it, but it was cool to say like, yeah, it has bass boost, like, you know, like you were like actually proud to say it, but it was really just muffling the noise in a sense. Anyway, as soon as I got enough, I got rid of that one and I got the Sony Discman, which is a lot better quality. By the way, the first Iowa used the 4 AA batteries for the quality of it, the keeping it stable using the spinning power, whatever. And then the Sony Discman only used a 2 AA batteries. I guess the quality got better. So yeah. Anyway, talking about it, this guy gave me a freaking $10 tip just making conversation with it and reminiscing about the old times. We talked some more stuff too about 90s cartoons on Saturday mornings, getting cereal, sitting down, watching, like, you know, all these. That's another story time, because I have a deeper conversation with somebody else about that. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. All right, that'll about do it for this story time. I don't want to. It looks like about 5-6 minutes. Anyway, subscribe, like, check out the other videos. More to come. Moving to Vegas soon, so keep an eye out for that. I'll have videos about moving to Vegas. There's a lot of them out there, but if you follow me, if you follow this channel, then you'll see my point of view with the 6-year-old. Moving with a 6-year-old, moving with a wife, finding jobs over there, and finding cheaper rent, and eventually owning a house. So stick with me, okay? Peace.